do you ever do stand-up still?
No.
So when you're out in Austin, you won't be going to the mothership.
I'll probably hang out some, but again, it's like, I don't get how guys do it. God bless them that do, but I just can't find the balance of getting back into stand-up and being a good dad. I can't.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
With everything I'm doing, and when I left I was at Showtime for 6 years, and then went to do my own thing. Like, my bandwidth is only so much.
Yeah.
And I found out when I left and started Thick Boy and had like 6 shows, and I was doing stand-up. I'm on the road every weekend. Well, something's going to give, and what was given was my family life.
Yeah.
And I'm making bad decisions on the road. I'm around alcohol. I'm around girls. Like, it's just not a good life for me to make decisions. And then when my son got really into baseball, I'd do stand-up. Well, that's at night, dude. So I was getting home at like 1 in the morning.
Tired,
And my son's up at 7, wants to play catch because he has a game that day. And I'm hungover. I'm like, this ain't good, man. How long can I keep this up?
Yeah.
And I finally hit a wall, you know? And then I was just like, man, I'm done. I'm done. Especially when my baby girl came. She was sick, and I was supposed to be on tour. My wife was like, maybe you should go. I'm like, this is crazy. We're even fucking talking about this. So I was like, I'm out. I'm out, man. Could I make more money if I went back into stand-up? Sure.
Yeah. I've been dealing with this one. So I'm curious, of all the states in our country, and I think I probably know some of the answers to this, but why Texas?
It's a good question. I mean, when you look at state tax, it's one of the states that don't have income tax.
Yep.
So that's a big reason. I mean, Rogan's obviously a huge influence.
Yeah.
And it's not even to, like, you'll see comments on like, oh, he's going out there to get, the guest. And it's not, I could give 2 fucks about any of that. We're good where we're at. For me, it's just, if Rogan says, hey, man, life out here is good, I'm telling you, man. Like, you're going to get out here, it's less of a hustle. You're into the same shit as I am. I'm telling you, life's just better out here.
Yeah.
He kind of knows what the fuck he's talking about.
He's creating an army out there.
He knows what he's talking about. So, I value his judgment a long ways. And I went and looked out there. I looked in Nashville. We looked in Idaho. I looked all over, man.
So Brendan Schaub admitting to cheating on his wife and then talking about why he moved to Texas. Now, the only thing he did was admit that he did cheat on his wife. However, him, quote unquote, stop doing that. He's still doing that, by the way. Is only a byproduct of him not doing stand-up anymore. Not one of the reasons. He lied. The reason why Brendan Schaub is no longer doing stand-up is because Brendan Schaub cannot sell tickets. So when they followed up the question, he said, I'd make way more money on the road. No, you wouldn't. You would book 2 gigs at comedy clubs, call it a tour, and then have to cancel them because you couldn't sell any tickets. That's why he doesn't do stand-up. Not able to sell tickets. That is why. No other reason. If he could sell tickets, he would still be doing stand-up. But this just goes into the psyche of Bappa. Like, dude, can you just be honest about something? Even when he's like, drinking too much, cheating on my wife. Yeah, he probably was drinking too much and cheating on his wife. But that's not the reason why you quit stand-up. You quit stand-up because you can't sell tickets. So even when he tells the truth, he's lying. It's like an opposite of Scarface. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie. But he's Bappa face. Dummy can't stop lying. And then as far as moving to Texas thing, he moved to Texas to 100% follow Brian Callen. He didn't want to let Brian go. Like, he had to let Theo Vaughn go. He learned his lesson, so he followed him down. The state income tax thing is probably true, but like I said, that's a benefit of moving to Texas, not the reason why he moved. Just like the cheating on his wife thing. That's a byproduct of him having to quit stand-up because he couldn't sell tickets, not the reason why. It's just the pathological liar has to lie about everything. Stuff you don't need to lie about. So, by the way, he did this podcast. Whose podcast is this? I don't know. Every time I trash these people, I go, who the hell's podcast is this? This isn't a nobody. People in my comments are like, no, man. That guy's a UFC Grand Wizard or some shit. But another annoying thing about Brendan Schaub doing these interviews on nobody channels, these nobody channels might, become somebody's if they ask them real questions. Like, hey, why did you sue a YouTuber? Why did you go after Bobby Lee? Like, why did you walk Annie Lederman to her truck? I think only Andrew Schultz asked that one, but these dudes never ask any real because hey, why'd you move to Texas? But yeah, freaking someone needs to confront Camel Joe looking dummy on all the crap he's done. He'll lie for sure, but still, that's how you get numbers on your interview with Boppo over here. But yeah, the reason why he quit stand-up comedy is because he could not sell tickets. Because he's talking about being on the road. If he was on the road, friggin', he goes on the road now to buy cars. So that's the reason why. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.